Hi there, guys, and welcome to the Chronicles of Gamers. This is a podcast where we love to explain our love-hate relationship with video games. I am, of course, your amazing, your wonderful, your glorious, fantastic host for this episode, Efocutioner, aka the proud player, aka the console pimp, aka the greatest showmanship in gaming podcast history. Yes, I'm putting it out there. Fuck what you gonna do about it. Ain't nothing. Some of the shit. And then let me switch over.
Get him.
Let me switch over to the fantastic composer that does his work. That's dropping the Ground soundtrack. And his game is coming out. Hopefully on PS4. So that way I can play it. And now play it on PC. Gamer Composer.
What it look like? What's going on, everybody? How you doing? How you feeling, Efocutioner?
Oh man, I'm feeling fantastic. Dancing to this nice music. Let it rock for a little bit more. Alright, hold on. Let me turn this down. And then... Well.
Wow.
Of course, man. Everyone's got to get... You got to get used to that, folks. You're going to hear that a lot.
Tell him you told him. Tell him again.
T.O. tell him?
T.O. tell him. Shout out to T.O. tell him. He used to listen. Now I gotta message him.
Sorry, man. Life gets people. Life is a series of games that people have a hard time playing because they have families and wives and lovers and friends to take care of. So that's just how it is. Adult life. Yo, Animal Crossing was right. That's all I gotta say. I just wish the world revolved around fruits. But anyways, we are here for episode 91. I definitely got that right. 91. 91?
We're here.
Yeah, we're here. So yeah, oh, by the way, there's nothing special going on for episode 100. It's just going to be the same type of recording. I tried to think of something, but I couldn't, and I don't think I have the resources at this current moment. But if you would like to donate, you can hit up the Chronicles of Gamers Patreon and, support us, because we're kind of, we broke. We need that money. Well, we're not broke, but we could definitely use that money to better the show, because I know you guys actually like us, so I appreciate it. So yeah, man, please help us out,
Can you dig it?
Yeah.
Can you dig it?
Hopefully you guys can dig it.
Yeah.
Can you dig it?
Yeah.
So yeah, we did. We're doing shameless plugins a little early, but that's okay, man. We're just letting you know how much we appreciate you guys. But besides that, I want to go into the episode, so I think I'm gonna kick things off. I know it's been October has probably been the craziest month, and the month isn't even over. It's ridiculous at what's been happening in the last 2 weeks, and just 2-3 weeks. It's fucking incredible. But let me go right into the ESRB. So, of course, if you haven't heard by now, if you've been living under a rock, or if you haven't been paying that much attention, or you've been waiting to get your information from me, which, I'm very surprised by, and I appreciate it, but, should definitely check out other sources. The ESRB, Angry Joe.
Angry Joe. Shout out to Angry Joe. Doing the fucking hard work and getting in the trenches for us. Motherfucker.
Yo, man, we appreciate that guy. So, he definitely gave to the ESRB. He decided to make this email campaign to ask why in the Carmen San Diego have they been allowing these companies to allow these microtransactions and casino gambling games and loot boxes so fucking insane that you have to pay money to get something that's already in the game. So he decided to ask a few questions, at first ESRB was kind of dicking around, but they finally gave a response. So, shout out for that. He needs something better. Angry Joe finally got a response after like a bunch of people messaged the ESRB, his fan base. I myself did not do that. I was, I don't want to give
on
them
the sidelines looking.
Nah, I didn't want to give the ESRB my freaking emails so that way they can take with it and then like lose that information. So, but they gave a response. And, of course, you can check the show notes for the full response. I'm going to give the synopsis of the response. The response was basically, I don't know. That's pretty much what I felt the response was. The response was basically like, yo, man, why are you asking us all these questions? Stop asking us all these questions. Like, look, man, we just trying to get this money. And then, like the response was very contradictory at a few points. And then there were some points where it's just like, okay, I can understand the logic, but I believe I forgot the guy's name. It's not the other Joe. Alex. Alex decided to do some research, and then we kind of found out that the ESRB pretty much doesn't even really play the games or try the games in general. The company sends them a video. The video just basically says, "Hey, we're gonna put this in the game, or the game's gonna look like this." And then the ESRB is just like, all right, cool. Let's just slap this as E for everyone, T for team, B for bullshit. It's like, so they pretty much just do that, and that was it. And then it goes on to say that the ESRB and the ESA, well, of course, we already know that the ESA has some people that work in the industry also in charge of the ESA, but the ESRB is just kind of like, they don't really try the games. They get like 3 advisors from, Middle Earth or from outside the door. They just be like, hey, who wants $20 to try these games? No, once again, I'm exaggerating. Please check the show notes. I just want you to check the show notes and read this information. But they do get like, 3 people to quote unquote review the game a little bit later just to be sure, but then they're not really too sure. So I don't know, man. It was very interesting because the ESRB does what the ESRB says. It's like you have to get a video from the company that says, hey, it's going to have this. And then it's just like, okay, cool. We'll slap this on. But then the company can later change their mind. And in fact, there was supposed to be this brown bag bill that would have, had people going back or at least have the company be like, hey, you can't post or you can't just send a video. You actually have to play the game, and just in case, and a company can't change what the game would be. But I believe this bill was proposed back in, what was it? It was called the Truth in Video Games Rating Act, and it would have helped because was it the senator from Brownback? It would have gave game reviews must have access to the entire game for their rating to accurately reflect the game. This is from Senator Brownback, and I believe this was back in 2005 or 2006. But I know it was proposed in Washington September 26th, and it would have worked, but unfortunately the bill never came to pass. It just stayed on the floor. That's Senate Talk. For those that want to learn more about Senate Talk, I highly recommend watching House of Cards. They do a fantastic job of taking something boring and making it entertaining, so that way you can understand it better. But yeah, it's unfortunately, if Brownback bills would have passed, we probably wouldn't be in the situation that we're in now. But hey, man, here we are, 2019, and companies can easily change their shit on the go. So I don't know, Gamer Composer, how do you feel about this?
Well, I mean, it's hard to really say, and I can't really speak too much about it, but it's unfortunate that the misguidings have gone this far in terms of where they feel like they are doing nothing wrong and that they do not want to change and do proper thorough research based off of obviously like a really big issue concerning, you know, the newer generation of video gamers or players. And they're the ones, I mean, we get attacked from politicians and other miseducated and ignorant people, always blaming things immediately on, you know, video games, and they're part of the blame. And if anybody should be taking that blame, it's them, because it's their mark of approval that is saying like, hey, these are the things that are in it. We are tried and true with our process, and we are confident that these things are accurate. However, it's inaccurate and it's misinforming, and parents are relying on that information. They don't have time to, you know, go through imagine parents doing the rigorous process of like, okay, well, we have this new game called Death Stranding, and does this have anything about abortion in it? I see babies. Are we shooting any guns? Is anybody going to die? Or is there going to be any? My child is interested in this game, but is this for him? Is this something for a teenager? Is this something for a 5-year-old? Even though like my 5-year-old is advanced with his knowledge and his brain, can he handle these type storytelling? Is this something that is going to have sexual assault? Is this going to be something that focuses on terrorism? Is this going to influence my child in any form or fashion? And the ESRB is supposed to regulate and mandate these ratings to inform the parents or the guardians of the children. This is either good for your child based on this age or not, based off of what's in the game. And it's false information, and they should be fined for it, and there needs to be repercussions for their actions in terms of the inaccuracy, along with, I mean, if they're going to be holding other publishers to the standard. Sorry, there's a really bad echo in this, but
it's all right.
I'm going to have to like adjust it. But if there's going to be a trying to say, if they're going to be holding those people to those standards, the developers and the publishers, which they say is extremely rare, that they mess up, or that it's likely that the developers give them misinformation about what the game content is about, then for mistakes like this, somebody needs to be coming down on the hammer for them as well. And I think that's only fair. No one should be above the rules in this regard. It's frustrating. Fortunately, but unfortunately, there is at least like a response, and they didn't duck, you know, like I said, Angry Joe and people who work on it about their response and what they were saying. But are they going to change their ways based off of like make it enough? Maybe, but at the same time, maybe not. So that's all I can say on the matter.
So, folks, if you're one of the few people that do have kids who are watching this, I know it sucks, but you're going to have to really double check and make sure that your game that your kid's playing is, you know, pretty much up to date. Like, I do feel like that's kind of dumb as hell, but and it looks like we can't rely on ESRBs, and maybe I hate to say this, and this is probably going to be the dumbest fucking thing I say in my life. Please forgive me. We may have to trust YouTube reviewers, but they're going to have to do reviews in a different way. So yeah, man, don't trust the ESRB. Just because it says it's E for everyone doesn't mean it's M for manipulative. Yeah, all right. Speaking of ESRB and the ESA, I want to talk about how EA, you know, we're going to stick to the E's for a little bit.
It's E something in this mug.
Yeah, so right now it's E time. And no, don't associate this with Efocutioner. Please don't. But EA, this was like back in September, FIFA 20 kind of had a little data leak when people submitted and put their information in. Some player data kind of got exposed. It's very easy for you to look up certain people. EA said that wasn't really supposed to happen. And of course, you already know about the, you know, fiasco that happened with, you know, the Ultimate Team player pack, but who gives a fuck? But this goes into Sorry. This goes into my thing of, once again, the ESA is going through that BS, and then the ESA is now about to do its own little transition away from E3 and starting to do this own little community where people gather, and of course you got to put your information in. And I just don't think it's a good time for us to be putting our information online, because we just had another data breach with freaking EA and the FIFA series. And at the same time, if you don't know, Words with Friends had a data breach, but this was back in September. It just seems like a lot of these companies are really getting these data breaches, man. And I'm kind of worried because once again, we're going into we want to go into this online world. And for some reason, these companies are making billions of dollars and they're having a hard time trying to keep our information intact, man. And I don't think this is great. I think this is a little bit scary because I feel like this has come down to three things. You know, it's either one, these companies are not paying what they need or getting people in positions to really protect our data like they're asking for it, but they're not protecting it. Two, they're just really ignorant to what to do and with the information, and it just like loosely gets, free and anybody can get it. Or three, I feel like, these companies are kind of like selling it on the low, but pretending like there's a breach, man. And, I just want to point this out. This is a small little thing for me. I don't know, Gamer Composer, you don't really have to talk about this as much, but I just want people to pay attention to like these data breaches, and that, like the next time I hear about another from another AAA company, I just want you to pay attention because these breaches, they're coming more and more frequently, and it's not even just the video game industry. I feel like it's just the tech industry overall, because at this point it's like, these companies are making a shit ton of money and they're getting a shit ton of information. And I just want you guys to pay attention to this stuff, unless like someone legitimately tries to hack and break in to take their stuff. There should be no reason for your information to get out this fast and so easy. So, but, yeah, Gamer Composer, you don't have to talk about that if you don't want to, unless you got something quick to say.
I don't know. My dad he met like the CEO of Zynga yesterday or something and was going to introduce me to like maybe working with them, but Zynga doesn't ever have a good name, and I didn't even know that EA had acquired them because he was on the panel with someone from EA. Apparently they're in Chicago right now still. I didn't really have much to say except I just have friends that are really burned. They got laid off from EA, and Zynga's been got a bunch of lawsuits and was given severance pay. And again, it's tough to talk about when you're in the industry, but unfortunately, my tongue is getting a little bit more loose than it should be, and be probably shooting myself in the foot and accept that. Get your shit together, guys, please. Treat people the way they should be treated. My mom was talking to me about this morning, saying she remembers going through things similarly like this in the industry, but she thought that they were going to be different by now, and it's 2019, and what she was dealing with was back in the 90s, and things haven't changed.
Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. That's just the way it is. Things will never be the same.
Yeah.
All right. So now let's go into our esports news. No, trust me, this is not going to deal with anything about any fighting games, although it probably will lead into that later on. But I got the esports news. I'm pretty sure, unless you've been living under a rock, or if you've been extremely busy with life, which I don't blame you. I know I get that. Gamer Composer gets that from time to time. But Blizzard is under some scrutiny. Blizzard, Activision, Blizzard, we can now combine the two. They are now under scrutiny because they tried to punish a pro Hong Kong supporter, Hearthstone player. He got hit with the punishment ban. It's now 6 months instead of the year, which he cannot compete in Hearthstone. But man, I will tell you, it has been horrible for Activision Blizzard. The memes are incredible, though. I think I sent a few. The Gamer Composer, I don't know if he got a chance to look at some of the pictures, but There are some really funny pictures out there. Of course, you know, May is the supporter of the Hong Kong movement. Once again, I highly recommend you guys do the research, look at the protests, try to figure out what's going on. But I think this is a very important thing, and it's an important thing to think about because of how Activision Blizzard's response to the situation is. Like, they kind of have like this rule that it's true. There is a rule in there that states that as a player, you're allowed to represent yourself. Like, you can express yourself. But at the same time, it has to be in a way that doesn't upset or tarnish Activision Blizzard. So it's like, it's a very vague, open interpretation to the rule. Once again, it's in the show notes with a whole bunch of memes and stuff that you could take out, and really amazing, information in there. And of course, this whole entire China debacle is going on in other industries as well. So this is a good thing to be caught up on. But for my esports players, it doesn't matter if you're playing Hearthstone, Overwatch, League of Legends, Dota, hell, even fighting games. You know, by the way, League of Legends fighting game, I already hear how a lot of people in the FGC are treating that stuff. Everyone is so quick to hop on board this corporate train, and because these corporations are paying a crap ton of money, ridiculous fucking amount of money to compete in tournaments and win this stuff. You gotta really pay attention to this, because as you see right here, companies are so quick to be like, yo, we want people to come in and play and represent and express themselves and be themselves. But then they're so quick to silence. And if you just do something that just makes the company a little bit upset or a little bit cringe, they can cut you off. They can take your money. They can stop you from competing. And for a lot of these players, especially esports players that really want to make this into a career, they can prevent you from doing that. And I feel like as players, we really need to understand our worth and our value, and we need to create something sort of like how the NBA players have like their own little league. NFL has the same thing. Like this should be the wake up call. This should be the birth of like, holy shit, these companies can make these rules and stop us from doing things like this. And we can't express ourselves. Like, this should be a wake-up call. So I think as esports players, we need to come together. We need to create an organization. We need to have a voice just in case this situation happens. Granted, I appreciate all the people that are, not supporting Activision Blizzard, or the people that are canceling their Hearthstone account or their Overwatch account. Do what you got to do to support the protest, because there's multiple ways to do a protest. But as an esports player, especially now, this should be a 100% wake-up call at how quick these companies can just quickly change their tune and be like, oh yeah, we support and love all people. But then one day they can be like, well, not everybody. Not that guy or that girl, or maybe you're not dressed the right way, or, oh, you kind of said this inappropriate word that doesn't sound inappropriate to me, but, it makes me cringe. So 3-month suspension. So, I don't know, Gamer Composer, how do you feel about it?
People are too sensitive.
You know how
That's
wrong.
it.
So once again, if you can, Blitzchung, please pay more close attention to that. Also, I'm really going to be paying very close attention to, BlizzCon coming up in November, because that's going to be fucking incredible. I've already heard people are planning on protesting, and at the same time, I heard there's going to be no Q&A panels. So it's just, I don't know. It's just that time where you're just going to have to choose. We really need to sit down. We need to figure players, spectators. We need to figure out what we should allow, not allow, but we definitely need to create, once again, a union. Everybody needs a union. We need to create some unions in this bitch. The video game industry needs unions. Like, devs need unions, esports.
And no astronomical fees, and give me stuff in return instead of just taking my money. Because unions ain't all that peachy keen either.
No, they're not, but, the way things are going right now, it's just not looking good. Because if we're leaving things in corporations' hands, it's so quick for us to just not be in control, and then they can just kick us out, and they think like we're irreplaceable when we're not. So I just want people to realize that esports players, know your worth, know your value, be on the lookout. Next time you want to do these big like tournaments and stuff, just pay attention to the bottom line, read before you sign, do all that shit. All right. Because I understand, I get it. I've been paying attention to this thing, but one thing that a lot of people have not been talking about is, what Blitzchung did was right, but it was still wrong because technically that vague ass rule, like it's right. I would have done it too. And hell, even the American players that held up the signs supporting Blitzchung and also supporting, the freedom, the movement as themselves, they got a 6-month suspension. So, you got, pay attention to that shit. Just pay attention. That's all I can say.
Pay attention.
Yeah, man. So, like I said, I have a little bit. I would like to say more, but I want to see how everything plays out, and then I want to give my full report to this Activision Blizzard scenario because it's not done, and there's still new things coming up every day. But for my esports players, for people that really want to compete and take make gaming a career out of this stuff, you got to pay attention to that. And these same things apply to outside of esports as well. And
have some human decency.
Yeah, and Street Fighter 5 sucks. Not really. I got 2 more things. So, Gamer Composer, I'll let you pick. Which ones you want to talk about real quick? What do you want to talk about?
I'm waiting for you to give me the options.
Oh, well, we only have 2 left. So
tell the listeners what they are.
Well, I wanted to surprise them, but fuck it. All right. The best retro console that has been developed, or Google Stadia with negative frames.
Oh, well. Oh, boy. Are we a love-hate podcast? Let's go with the love.
We're going to go with the love for the best. So, apparently, there's going to be a new type of Game Boy, but not called Game Boy. It's called the Analogue NT. I think I said it right? The Analogue.
How much is it? Let's just get straight to the point.
There's no price yet. But
fuck it then.
Damn. Okay. Well.
Can you dig it?
Oh, wrong button, guys.
Can you dig
I can dig it.
No, it's this one. It was this one.
Nah, that's my bad.
Shut up. So apparently, there's this Analogue Pocket. It's a $200 handheld. I think I said it's like the Analogue NT and Super NT, but you'll be able to play NES, Super NES, Sega Genesis, and it seems Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Color games on. So yes. So now you understand the excitement.
Yeah, but I want to know how much it is. If it's $100, I'm in. If it's $200, fuck you.
All right, let me double check. I thought it was nothing. Well, apparently they say $200, but it's not 100% confirmed. It says $200. Let me double check. So yes, folks. It is.
Come on, little money. No money.
No money? Oh, you want the dish to be free?
No, little money.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, are we ready? You ready for the news? The Analogue Pocket is now $199.99.
Thanks for playing.
How do you feel, Gamer Composer?
So Discord cut you out when you played the music and you talked at the same time, so I didn't hear how much it cost.
Oh, it was $199.99.
Well, guess I'm not buying it. I'll wait till it's on sale.
Thanks for playing.
All right. Well, but yeah, if you guys aren't
fuck off. The Ouya cost more money and they made real controllers And you want me to pay $200 for a fucking handheld? You're not Switch. You're not Nintendo. It's not even a Nintendo product.
But you're able to play different Nintendo
for $200. You gotta be fucking shitting me. You can. I'll pay you $130, but that's just smaller than the Switch, and I can do more with the Switch than I can with that. I'm playing retro fucking games.
But you can't play Sega Genesis games on with the Analogue Pocket.
$200. The Ouya was a dev kit, kickstarted, had $2.5 million or $3 million behind it, and still fucking launched and had games on it and licensed games and made a fucking controller. It was a new console. It was $100, and I'm gonna pay $200 for a little ass Game Boy Pocket that's like updated and shit now for old games that I fucking paid that I already own and that are like from anywhere from $5 to $200 even. I don't even get a store with this. Is it a digital store with this? Please tell me there is.
Let me double check for them. Folks.
Just Control F and put digital store.
No, there is no digital store.
Okay, no digital store, but Switch is $200 and it's quality. It's from Nintendo. I can fucking play the Game Boy games in digital form, and I don't have to do shit. If I want cartridges, it's $60, and it's Nintendo. I know that company. But I'm going to give some random fuckery.
So the Pocket has a digital audio workstation built in called Analogue, and it's a synthesizer and sequencer.
So they're trying to tap into using my game to me like $20 to buy that I can like hack and do more things with versus like an emulation thing that's not the 2A03 chip or the DMG, aka the dot matrix. For the Gunpei Yokoi made originally in 1989 for $200.
Well,
when I still could pay less than $200 and still do chiptune shit for DAW. Fuck out of here.
Well, it'll have built-in Bluetooth, so you can connect any wireless USB.
$200.
And then it has an HDMI output, so
$200.
It has two
It's not worth that. They need to bring it down just a little bit. Maybe I'll give you $150 because I gotta pay taxes on this. Is it coming from China?
Is it coming from China? That's a very good question.
Is it coming from China?
That's a very good question.
That's an excellent question considering all the shit that's going on.
all this China shit we talking about. Unfortunately, doesn't seem like there's any word on if this is from China.
Yeah, I don't know. Are those games going to be allow me to play? Like, can I see blood in those games, or is it going to be censored?
That's a good.
If it's coming from China, I'm pretty sure it's going to be censored the fuck up. Can I play like certain notes or something, or is that going to be censored too?
But you get to play, and you get to do chiptune music, and you get to play any. It's just.
Let's hop in the Stadia.
Thanks.
It was a love one, and now I hate it. I'm sorry, listeners.
Well, I would like it if it wasn't $200. I'd pay $100 for it.
I would even pay them $130. $120 will be the best price. You want $200? That means I'm going to possibly play $250 with taxes and shipping and handling together. Plus, who knows? It might be some DLC attachments. The Game Boy sure had one back in 1989. You want to fucking see better? Oh, buy this big ass magnified mirror glass. It's only $40 extra. Oh, you want to see in the car? Buy this extra little light switch thing that you can fucking, see in the thing because the colors are only two different colors of the Game Boy. But if you want to see better, that's fine. Oh, you want to listen to music? Buy this radio attachment that goes with the Game Boy. It goes with the extender. But you can't play that and exchange things with your Pokemon through the same extender cable. So you can't listen to music and do that at the same time. Sorry. Oh, but you want to fucking print? You want to make you got a hole in your ass? You got a hole in your pocket? We can do a sewing machine for you if you want to. You got to pay $150 for that sewing machine though if you want to have it with the Game Boy. Like, come the fuck on. Like, really?
Damn.
Yeah, stop the show.
I don't even know what to say. Damn, I didn't know this would make you heated. I thought you would be happy about this.
I was excited, but what did I say? Well, I was like, hey, let's do the thing. I was like, well, if it's $100, I'm cool, and if it's $200, they can fuck off. And he told me it was $200, so there it is.
Okay. So we'll go to Google Stadia. So
his head is down, and and I have no control over it. Hey, but this is why he has me on the show. He wants fiery things. He does this on purpose. He's smiling and low keys. Put your head down. Put your head down. Don't giggle. Don't giggle. You're gonna get fired. Don't giggle. Get off the camera. It's not safe.
Let's see.
Oh man. He's looking him in the eyes. He's going hard. Look, fire me, motherfuckers. Fire me. I'm a commentator. I'm gonna say what the fuck I want to say. You're not gonna get fired.
Google Stadia.
Google's listening too.
Google's always listening.
You can't. They're gonna fire you too.
Nah, man. I'm all good. So Google Stadia. Yeah, it has been reported from PC Games N. I think I said it right. Probably didn't. Anyways, this was brought up because ultimately people once again asked and worried that if you play online, of course, there's going to be some sort of delay when you play online, and the game is mostly going to be online based. And of course, Alex Wustine in Edge magazine asked this question, and the VP of engineering, Majid Bakar, pretty much states that they believe in a year or two of games that'll be running, it'll be more responsive and faster in the cloud than they are locally because of, local machines. But he pretty much stated that because it'll be running faster due to this thing called negative latency. So for those that don't know what negative latency is, it will act as a workaround for any potential lag between player and server. This term describes a buffer of predicted latency inherent to a Stadia player setup or connection, in which the Stadia system will run lag migration. This will include increasing first-person shooters repeatedly not frames per second. I said first-person shooter. Frames per second rapidly to reduce latency between player and input display, or even predict user inputs. And then even the person put yes. But of course, this isn't going to happen right away. They're going to let the Stadia perform first. And within a year or 2 or 3, depending on what as the VP of engineering state, they'll later patch that in to the point where Stadia will be able to predict your button movements due to the lag of online. So meaning Stadia will be able to predict what you want to do before you want to do it, because it will study you for that first 1 or 2 years playing games. Negative latency. So if you guys are wondering, say if you're playing a shooter and you're facing someone in the shooter and you're like, oh crap, I'm being shot at, but you're playing on Wi-Fi and your Wi-Fi is not the best and you're worried about dying and teleporting, you might kill someone anyways, or that person might be able to kill you because they'll be able to predict during that period of horrible connection. The game will be able to predict what you want to do. Or say if you're playing a fighting game and you're facing someone and the connection starts to slow down a bit, but you want to, do a walk-up throw, and as the opponent, if you're say if you're one person, you want to do a walk-up throw and the other person wants to do a backdash, well, Stadia will predict if you want to do a backdash. But then again, Stadia could predict that you might want to do a DP, or Stadia might predict that you just want to, quit the game, but at this point, it's basically saying that Stadia will be able to predict what you want to do before you do it by observing what you do in previous experience of gaming. So, negative latency. So, I'm going to play this. So Stadia is already prepared that the internet's quality is not going to be the best, that most people will be playing on Wi-Fi. And instead of, I believe, what is it? Oculus Link kind of had like a really good description of like focusing in small areas and high quality and making everything else low pixelated in order to better process and be prepared for lag. I thought that was an interesting thing. I thought Stadia might do something like that, but Stadia is just already predicting that connections between people are going to be fucking incredibly bad. That the system will be able to predict what you're doing. So, Gamer Composer, how do you feel about this?
Why do I need to play the game?
Well, I mean, the game's not going to play completely for you.
Oh, really?
It's just going to predict what you want to do during that time of lag.
That's what Sarah Connor said.
This motherfucker saying, look, you got to remember, look, Stadia is...
Okay, here we go.
Look,
here you go.
Stadia just wants to press a button and reset the industry. That's all Stadia wants to do.
Here you go. Let me get a beer.
What happened? What the fuck happened? Who did it?
Here you go.
That's what Stadia is going to happen. So it's just like one day you're going to be playing, you're going to be facing someone with some really bad lag if you're playing Call of Duty or Destiny 2, and then you're just going to be like,
What happened? What the fuck happened? Who did it?
That's I've been waiting a while to play that one. Oh wow, that's so. I got the extra laugh. Okay. So that's what's gonna happen. At one point, what if Stadia predicts you race quitting? Then that's what's gonna happen, man. You know, it's just or you're gonna be playing and just
What?
How did I die? You know what I'm saying? But Stadia is gonna predict that you just want to stand there and just get shot, or you know what I'm saying? Or what if you just want to do it? Like Stadia might predict you do it like a wake up DP if you're like on knockdown from playing a fighting game, and then the other person is just gonna be like, "Why the fuck did you do a DP?" And then you're gonna be like, "Why the fuck did I do a DP?" But then Stadia is gonna be like,
Why not?
you know, so you know, and then you're gonna get the W, and that's how Stadia is gonna win. Or, you know, you might be playing this action adventure and you're like, I definitely don't want to go down this weird tunnel. But then Stadia's like, maybe you do want to go down this tunnel. And they're going to be like, no, I want to do that. And then Stadia's going to be like,
It's spooky.
that you don't want to listen to me. So, anyways, so folks, negative latency, that's a real fucking thing. And then, of course, if you try to mess with Google Stadia,
Stand in my way, and I'll cut you down.
and that'll pretty much be it. It'll mess up your connection, finish you off, maybe kill you in your sleep. Who knows? Skynet is real, man, and we're now seeing it.
I'm not playing the game, and I predict that I'm gonna have the funniest donkey video of Google Stadia of all time. I can't wait.
It's just gonna be hilarious. I can't wait. Like, well, that's figured I saved the Google news for last because we're getting close to November 12th. Man, we're really gonna see how this thing goes. Maybe they might do negative latency faster than expected.
They're gonna have to, because I live in Moore Park now, and it's like, this internet's not that great. And then we're on audio.
Hold on now. It might be good. Calm down.
Mm-hmm. We're calming down. But you listeners don't know, Efocutioner was very upset with the video situation and the audio. Is like, man, you're cutting out. Man, you're terrible.
Well, you know what? You know what the problem was? It's because you didn't have Google Stadia, so it could predict that you would lose those frames and then have.
No, but you know what I did have? I had Google Mesh. So I don't know what and Google Mesh can't talk to Google Stadia, which talks to the Google Hub. You're fucked.
Look, your Google products were doing that, but then this happened.
What happened? What the fuck happened? Who disconnected the controller?
And then I just couldn't get you for a while. And then you came back.
Well, there it is, folks.
Shameless plugins?
I'm going to pass this week.
You ain't got no shameless plugins?
Nope.
I do.
I was hoping that Google Stadia would predict that I was going to do it for me. Get him!
Yo, I can't believe I did that. That shit worked too. All right. Well, maybe Google Stadia predicted that you didn't want to do a shameless plugin, so it knew you didn't want to. So I'm just gonna do it anyways.
All right.
So,
Efocutioner has now merged with Google Stadia, so now it's Stadia Fusioner.
That's real funny. Anyways, so the Chronicles of Gamers. I got good news for you guys. Let me play the music. I've officially changed the name. Yeah, I'll do a round of applause. So, Play On Player has deceased. I did like the name, but the name came because I was going through some problems and I blamed another person. And I kind of went through a little path and realized maybe I was a little bit crazy. And then Gamer Composer confirmed it by...
Because a gamer complainer.
Yeah. So, I don't know if you're a fucking psychic or maybe Google Stadia predicted that you predicted that I would predict that I made a mistake changing the name. So, it decided to change it. So, everything is now the Chronicles of Gamers. So, youtube.com/the Chronicles of Gamers, twitch.com/the Chronicles of Gamers, twitter.com/COG podcast, which is basically the Chronicles of Gamers. We have the Chronicles of Gamers podcast at gmail.com. We have the Chronicles of Gamers on SoundCloud. Woo! We have the Chronicles of Gamers.wordpress.com. We have the Chronicles of Gamers on Acast. We have the Chronicles of Gamers on Stitcher. We are trying still to get the Chronicles of Gamer on fucking Spotify, but for some reason Spotify doesn't want to recognize Stitcher because Stitcher is trying to be like Acast, and Acast is trying to be like SoundCloud, but SoundCloud is trying to be like YouTube, but YouTube's just being a bitch, and Stadia is predicting all of that shit, so it just knows what the fuck's going on in their head. Just like the TV is talking to the DVD of the HD TV and shit. So, all I can say is this. We are officially, it's all one name, the Chronicles of Gamers. So if you want to follow, if you want to be able to watch our stuff, it's just the Chronicles of Gamers. I changed everything back. So, hooray for me. Woo! We are back. Alright, that's all I gotta say. Anything else, Gamer Composer?
Nope.
See, Google Stadia predicted that you would say no.
Good job, Google.
And Google, so Stadia pretty much predicted that I'm going to say this. And I think it has the gun to my head, so let me read this off the piece of paper. I believe it says, hold on.
Oh, shit.
Hold on. Okay, wait, hold on, Stadia. Let me do this.
Breaking news!
Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. We are, what is this? We are out of here. So, how do you pronounce this? Google Stadia? I believe it's Stay Litten. Stay Litten. I'm sorry, Stay Litten. Stay Litten, everyone, from Google Stadia. Stay Litten. Okay, Composer, you got to say the line. Okay, Composer, say the fucking line, or we're gonna die.
Yeah, bad news. They've already predicted that they're not going to have me say it.
Yo, he's not saying the line, man. Oh my gosh, we're going to die. Wait, Stadia, I got this. Skank him?